What's your opinion? Should, and I mean, where do we draw the line here? Overweight kid, take him out of the home. Should we take the anorectic kids out too?
Bad idea, bad idea. I think at the end of the day, if we knew that we could get people skinny by taking them out of their home and putting them in somebody else's home, we'd have a lot less fat people running around America than we do. Look, we don't have the answer to why this kid is 200 pounds. I don't have all the facts. Some of the other guests may know more than I do. But what I do know is this. That kid ultimately is going back to that home. That kid needs an intervention in that home, not in somebody else's house, not somewhere else. That child is going to have to grow up with that parent. Ultimately, the courts aren't going to keep them out of there for long. We've got to have a focus on the entire family if we're going to get behavior change.
Do you think, Professor, that we're getting into a problematic bioethical stance of paternalism? That we're going to tell everybody what's right for them and how to manage their life under all circumstances of health?
Well, I know that people are worried about the nanny state knocking on your door and yanking out your chubby child, that is just too much government activity. This kid at 200 pounds is a time bomb. I don't mean to minimize it. He's at huge risk of diabetes, hypertension, many other health problems. I'm not trying to put that aside. But we don't know that taking him out and putting him in foster care is going to do him any good. There's no evidence that people get thinner when children go to foster care. The foster care mom, I understand in this case, is already overwhelmed with trying to deal with him for various reasons. So you've got a system of foster care that's broken, is already trying to deal with, as you said, Drew, kids getting raped, kids getting beaten, kids going to be denied medical care that's going to save their lives in the morning. Yeah. Trying to think that that's the place to turn to solve obesity, I just don't see it.
Dr. Karp, do you agree with that? Also, I smell like there's so much missing here.
Yeah,
There's not as though, kids chubby, the state comes in and takes them out. Social services know what they're doing. There's no way that's just what happened, is it?
No, it can't possibly be. This is the first time this has ever, as I understand it, the first time this has ever happened in the county.
So there must be other issues at work here, yeah.
You know, he's 8 years old. He's been in the county system for 20 months. A quarter of his lifetime, he's been in the county system getting intervention, and he hasn't been able to lose weight. I mean, again, as you're saying, I don't know all the facts in this situation, but this is not a usual situation that we just take fat kids out of their home and put them in foster care. I mean, this is an exceptional situation.
Well, let me go to Dr. Narasimhan, who's running a program that deals with these kinds of kids. Are we on the right track here that there's more than meets the eyes? It's not just the states running in and taking heavy kids out of people's homes.
No, I cannot, while I cannot comment on the specifics of this case, I can tell you that the incidence of obesity is rising rapidly, and about 1 in 3 children in Ohio and across the United States are obese. And in our program alone, we have at least more than about 900 kids that we have evaluated since the start of this program in 2005. And even in the past year, we've evaluated about 150 children who are moderately to severely obese in our program.
Yeah, but then listen, I'm going to interrupt you. I'm going to have to interrupt you. The problem here is not that weight is an issue. We know that weight's a massive issue in this country, though I keep hearing that hunger is an issue too, so I get a little confused. But the fact is, we're talking about whether or not the state should be running in and taking kids out of the home, putting them in foster care because of overeating and obesity, or for that matter, whether it's anorexia. I mean, is that okay?
I can't say that's okay or not. I think it has to be evaluated on a case-to-case basis.
I agree with you on that front. I'm going to interrupt you again. I have an ethicist. Yeah. I'm going to ask the same thing of the ethicist. Aren't we getting into some dangerous territory here, Professor?
Really dangerous. You know, the usual standard when you take a kid out of the home is imminently in danger of death. That is within hours, within a day. That's not a 200-pound kid, although he's certainly a train wreck, but he's not imminently in danger of death. You don't want to establish the principle that if somebody thinks your kid's at risk of having a tougher road in life down the road, years to come, foster care is the option and the state can come in and take your kid out. Absolutely no way. I don't think this is going to hold up in front of a judge unless there are other facts around here that we don't know about.
Right, which there may well be.